Okay, right. Stop the countdown.
Good.
Are we live now?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Shall I go ahead and start?
Yeah.
Okay, right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Season 2 of the ACC multi-class season on Potato Nation. It's a brand new season. It's a brand new championship as well, with some new cars and some new talent on the track. As usual, I'm Stuart Brereton. Joining me is Steve Mullen, who's both going to be the second commentator and your race director for throughout this entire season.
Yes, hello guys, and welcome to Potato Nation Season 2 multi-class. I'm looking forward to this season. We have some big hitters on the grid tonight, and it's going to be good. And look, I'm just looking at the camera here. It's full of Whiz Motorsports liveries, and damn, them cars look good.
Yeah, I have to acknowledge those Whiz Motorsport cars are looking absolutely gorgeous from here. I definitely do like the new look on them, especially with the green and the black mixed in together.
Yeah, these new liveries are looking good, aren't they?
Yeah, you can definitely tell the Whiz Motorsport is definitely out in force here today, showing the world how to really race on ACC, the real ACC masters themselves, of course. And of course, just a quick mention, ladies and gentlemen, we want to apologize. We're having a bit of technical difficulties at the moment. We're using a different UI menu this time instead of traditional one. We're trying something new here, but you'll have to just excuse us there while we're working with this new layout.
Yes, and hopefully we'll if you can just put that to one side, and we'll focus on the racing, and we're sure to bring you some good live action here. I'm really excited. Nigel O'Brien in the group. We've got Raphael Scullion. We've got Ian May, who's out in the marathon today. There's some big hitters out in track today. John McDonald. We've got Stephen Kirk. He's taking GT3 this season.
Yep, and we have even some names to watch out for here. We have Nigel O'Brien here who's definitely a force to be reckoned with. We also have Raphael Scullion, the boss of Whiz Motorsports. He'll be out in force, as well as some interesting names such as some underdogs like Graham Hilliard and Stephen Kirk, who will also be looking to make a name for themselves here in this championship.
Yeah, Ran Ware back for the GT4 Championship. He was a big hitter with Fotchel. Them boys had a big battle in Season 1. That's going to be interesting. John McDonald was hot in their heels as well as Chris Willis. He's back in the GT4 as well. And we've got a new man here, Colas. Let's see, he's in the Alpine. Let's see what he can do. But Ran Ware's taking the... is that the Chevrolet? What's that?
Yeah, I believe that's a Chevrolet Camaro.
Chevrolet Camaro.
Yeah, he's taken for the first time, ladies and gentlemen. There's an American muscle car in this GT Championship. I don't believe it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And Patrick Nemofsky, he was a good driver last season as well. The Ferrari looks like it's the car to beat at the minute with the new update, the 1.9 update as well. We've just had that, folks. Dean Power and the Mercedes just had a new update as well. Alex Mielkin he looks like he's the only GT3 Porsche out there at the minute. And Stephen Kirk, he drove GT4 last season, like, so he's in a Jaguar in GT3. Let's see what he can do this year.
Yeah, I think is there a GT4? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he was in the KTM Expo last time out. Now
yes.
He's in the Jaguar GT3. I mean, will the Jaguars be able to keep up with the rest of the newer GT3 cars, or do you reckon it might struggle?
Oh, I think it's a good. It's still a good car. It's a big hitter. It sounds amazing. I think. Well, it'll be interesting to see what Andre Vandenberg can do in the McLaren. Like, I see Stephen Kirk's in the Jaguar, Ian Mayes and Aston Martin. They're three guys to see if they can keep up with these new Ferraris. You know.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, if those older cars can keep up with the newer GT3 cars, then I would imagine it'll be down to sheer skill from the drivers in question.
Yeah, so qualifying's just starting, guys, and as if you didn't know, the GT3 cars will go out for 10 minutes and do qualifying, and then the last 10 minutes of qualifying, the GT4 cars will go out. So at the minute we've got Gunther De Paul out in front here in the new Ferrari, so it'll be interesting to see who he gets the cars warmed up. And there is Dean Power in the Mercedes.
Tell you what, those new Ferrari 296s are looking absolutely gorgeous there out of the track here today. They almost look like even better than their predecessor, the Ferrari 488s, mind you. They definitely have that more meaner look to the cars.
Yeah, they're very nice indeed. Now, the sound of the car is a lot different all the same. They seem to be packing a turbo, maybe a smaller engine, is it? I haven't done my homework on that, but they're a very stable car. I've took it for a test drive, and I can easily say it's a very confident car. You can really push it to the limits.
Same here. I've talked to a few of the competitors here competing in Potato Nation today, and they've all said that the new 296 is definitely much stable compared to its predecessor, the 488. So I can imagine a lot of people are going to have much easier time with the 296 than they were with the 488.
And we're just getting qualifying underway, and these guys are out in their out lap. So Silverstone, tricky circuit, some fast corners, some slow corners. You need a well-balanced car.
Yeah, so, and while we're on the subject of Silverstone, let's go over the history of the circuit. It was originally, it started life as an RAF airfield during the Second World War in 1943. It became a racetrack in 1948. And then over time, the circuit went from racing on the runways to becoming a full international facility for motor racing around the world. It currently plays host to big major events such as the biggest one, the F1 British GP, the British Touring Car Championship, and the British Superbike Championship, which is three of the many major events hosted here at Silverstone, a circuit with a very long history of racing.
Yeah, and some fantastic corners. You know, you've got Maggots and Packets, you've got Chapel down into Stowe, then you've got slower corners like Vale and Club, and then you cross the start finish into Abbey. You know, it's full of interesting corners, and there's lots of places to overtake.
Yeah, there's even also the big right-hander there on Cops, which has been many racing in the past and many controversies in the past, including one major controversy back in 2021 where Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton collided there on the very first lap of the British Grand Prix.
That was a bad crash as well. Thankfully, both drivers came out of it unscathed, and there was quite a bit of controversy around that pass as well.
There was indeed at the time. There was definitely a lot of uproar about it on social media too. But unfortunately, that is racing at the end of the day. You can expect a few crashes to happen, no matter what form of discipline you're racing in. And as we saw there, that looks like the Chevrolet Camaro there in its Potato Nation livery there.
Yep.
Actually, a pretty nice livery to look at, if you ask me.
Yep, that car will be going out on in the next 10 minutes. The GT4 class is currently we're watching Alex Maitland out in the only Porsche on the circuit in the GT3 class, and it's sporting the new Wiz Motorsports livery, and I have to say it's a fantastic looking livery.
Yeah, as I keep saying before, the new green on the Wiz Motorsports team definitely seems to suit them a lot better than the blue on them. Makes the car stand out a lot more, in my opinion.
And so far, we've got Stephen Crowell with the quickest lap on the track with a 159.3.
Yeah, I think that's 159.3 for Stephen Crowell. He's currently the fastest man out on track. Raphael Scullion is his lap. I think it looks like he's about 5/10 off the pace, but it's very hard to see from my screen.
Yeah, and we've just had a couple of shout-outs on YouTube here. We've got Daniel McGann in chat and saying still quali. Yes, it's still quali. First 10 minutes is GT3 qualifying, and the second 10 minutes is GT4 qualifying. And Lawrence de Soswa, let's go. And we'll have Mac Attack, which I believe is Stephen Kirk, saying back after quali. He's saying hello, and with a few guys here. It's Chris 18 saying appear so. Brian Ware, hello. Ran Ware's actually in the race. He's just waiting to go in the GT4 class, so he's busy watching the GT3 racing. So let's go, Ran. Let's see what you can do in the GT4 class. Hello to you. And Chris is saying gutted missing the first race of one of the best tracks.
I can. Yeah, I mean, it's sad that we're disappointed, Chris, that you're not able to compete in the first race. But we're really hoping that you'll be able to join us for the rest of the season, because we have many other races coming up now in this new season, including tracks such as the Nürburgring, Monza, Kyalami, Imola, Garring, Ultra Park, Kota, ending at the brand new circuit that's been added as part of the new patch in ACC, Valencia.
Yeah, and Lawrence has just dropped a message saying, love that the drivers can pop in here while waiting for their qualify session. Basically, they're dropping in. Them drivers must be feeling really relaxed at the minute. They're happy to drop into YouTube and say hello to us guys.
Yeah, it just shows how relaxed the environment is. That the fact that people can come in, especially the drivers can come in and just have a bit of banter here in the live stream, just shows that it's a pretty relaxing environment here on Potato Nation.
These Ferraris are showing what they can do early doors here.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Nigel O'Brien has taken pole off Stephen Kroll with a 158.4. So now that means Stephen Kroll is 5/10 off the pace now in second place. Scullion is 600 of a second off the pace. So it's looking like it's going to be some very close competition there for the top three if we get one in this coming forward into the race. And a big shout out as well to Lawrence Duzama, who says there's 11 people watching the stream. Yeah, and hopefully we can get some more people in here as well. And we should definitely get some more people in here, Lawrence, who definitely never heard of Potato Nation. The more fans we have, the better, as they say.
Early doors, as we know, it's round 1 of season 2 multi-class, and Nigel O'Brien still sitting in pole there at the minute with Stephen Kroll in P2 with 5/10 back.
Yeah, and Stephen Kroll is holding on to P2, and there's Nigel O'Brien is still holding on to P1. But let's see what Alex Milton can do as he's heading towards Beckett and Maggots here. Will he be able to slip his way into the top 3, or will he be possibly sitting somewhere in the top 5?
Yeah, he's the only Porsche out there, so it's clearly looking like all Ferraris in front at the minute, so he may think he's drawing the short straw here.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe Alex Milton is probably sandbagging or something like that. You never know.
Could be. Dean Power in the Mercedes is sitting in P7 at the minute. He's 1.9 seconds off the lead as well. Patrick Nemofsky. We know Nemofsky's quick from the last season, so he's in the Ferrari. So I think it's just a matter of time before he gets his. He finds himself. He finds his groove.
Yeah, I think Nemofsky, he was very dominant.
Up to P5.
Yeah, and I think and there it is. Nemofsky's up at the P5 there now. He's currently just under a minute.
A second.
Over a second slower than Nigel O'Brien. So it's looking like we could be having a very competitive field here for the Ferrari 296s here in this championship. But now there's only 1 minute to go now in the GT3 qualifying, and I think it's safe to assume that Nigel O'Brien will be on pole position for the race this evening.
Yeah, Ryan, we're asking. We're not in broadcast mode, but we seem to be having technical issues there, so we're just going to go with the what we have here. Yeah, we'll hopefully get it sorted out for next season, or next week. So we're just having a bit of technical issues here, so we're just going to go with what we'll have here.
Yeah,
but
unfortunately.
Yeah, sorry for that.
Yeah, so I was going to say, unfortunately, look, it's a new. We're trying something new with the broadcasting up here, so we're hoping we're able to get it sorted out for coming up towards the next race. But while we're on the subject, let's give a big shout out to our sponsor, Pitskill.io, who are our sponsors for this race. They are an online service for ACC, who run a community of sim racers to take part in clean professional sim racing, no matter where you are in the world.
Yes, thanks to Pitskill for sponsoring this season's league, and hoping for some good close racing. and
Yeah.
it's going to be a good season as well.
Yeah, I'd like to think that it will definitely be a really good season ahead of us for this GT4 championship. And now Alex Milchin has crossed the line, so we're hoping now to see the GT4s now coming out onto the grid.
Indeed. So at the minute, Nigel O'Brien's in pole position for the GT3 class with Stephen Crowell, 0.4. Stephen Crowell has definitely upped his pace, I have to say. He's flying.
Wow. He's currently 400th of a second off the pace from Nigel O'Brien, so definitely think the Ferraris are going to be really coming out. And Alex Milchin, he's now up to P4 in the Porsche, so it looks like we could have some competition between the Porsches and the Ferraris coming for this race today.
Oh, look at that beauty out in track.
And there it is, the Chevrolet Camaro, the only American muscle car competing in the GT4, in the entire GT class, mind you. There it is, in all of its Irish colours. What a sight to see. But will this big hunky muscle car be able to keep up with its European counterparts? It'll be very interesting to see.
What a crazy looking car that is. Just pure absolute muscle.
Yeah, that's a classic. That's classic American muscle for you, baby. Pure big muscular cars, willing to, and it's able to withstand a lot of punishment too.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to get on the wrong side of that Camaro for sure.
No, neither would I. But that is the number 616, Ryan Ware, who's piloting that Chevrolet Camaro. Will be interesting to see. I think he was last season's champion in the GT4 class.
He was indeed, and Herbert was P2.
Yep, and so Ryan Ware will be the defending GT4 champion, so it'll be really interesting to see how he'll be able to make that Chevrolet Camaro work for the season today, and whether he'll be using it for the entire season as well.
Indeed.
And that is, I believe, Herbert Froschkel in the
Ginetta.
In the Ginetta's there. It's yep, that's the number one. That is the number 2 of Herbert Froschkel there in the Ginettas. We'll be looking to see how he'll be able to make it work as well. Oh no, sorry, that's correction. I got it wrong there. Actually, that's the number 7, I think it was. Is it Herbert Froschkel or?
Yeah.
Yes, Herbert Froschkel actually is
number 1.
The number 1.
Yeah.
Number 1, not number 2. Sorry, I'm gonna have to update my driver's list here now because I made a little mistake there. So I thought never mind.
No, you're grand. I think a Ginetta lacks in the top end speed, so do you know, I think Herbert might really struggle. Well, it's got the corner speed, you know, but it's a really good car in the corners. But like Silverstone is known for its like faster sectors, like, you know. So top end, I think it's like 12 kilometers per hour down on some of the other cars, you know. So, you know, it's going to be a tough one for Herbert.
Yeah, well, we look forward now to when the Ginettas get the race on the more technical circuits. That's when I reckon that the car will be able to shine the most. But here's Chris Willis now in the number 288 McLaren GT4. He too will be he's currently running in P2 behind Ryan Ware, so I imagine there's going to be some really stiff competition here now in the GT4s, just like in the GT3s.
Yeah, like Chris Willis and John and Ryan Ware, they're all pretty close last season. So Ryan Ware last season drove the Maserati, and it had no ABS or anything, so or was it traction control. But he's going to be a force to reckon with in the Camaro.
Especially in the fact as well that he drove the Maserati without any ABS just shows that shows how much of a confident driver he is to be able to drive a car with no assists whatsoever.
And John McDonald, last season he drove the BMW, so he's in the Porsche this season. So
yeah, so he went from having a car with no indicators to now pretty much having a midlife crisis now. As he's driving the Porsche Cayman.
He must have went from 39 to 40 years old, and now he's driving the midlife crisis car.
Yeah, he must have taken a retirement pension early, which probably gave him the opportunity to drive a Porsche Cayman. Fair play to him, you ask me.
Yeah, so Lawrence de Saswa in the chat is asking who's your money on in each class. Stu, I'll let you answer that.
Okay, well, I mean, based on the current lap times at the moment, I reckon Ryan Ware will come out on top in the GT4 class. Meanwhile, currently in GT3, it's very hard to pick, but I reckon if I were to choose, I reckon Steve Kroll could be a force to reckon with, as if he was able to get from P5 up to P2, he could have a chance of taking the fight against Nigel O'Brien in this race.
Yeah, Nigel's a very consistent, fast driver, but you know you've got Rafa Scullion, Alice Milkin there, and Gunther. They're very good drivers. So if Nigel makes a mistake, these guys are in for a shout for sure. But in the GT4 class, Ryan Ware, he and Foschel there, they're neck and neck. These guys, like, there's nothing separating the GT4 is absolutely fantastic racing. And you've John there. Look at the difference. There's like within a second, splitting the top three there.
Yeah, it's a shame as well that there's only 6 GT4 cars competing, but we're hoping that number will grow by either next season or by near enough mid-season, where hopefully we can get some more people interested in GT4 racing as the season progresses.
And not to forget Simon Takar in the GT4 class as well. So he's in the Porsche Cayman as well. So you know he's an underdog as well.
Yeah, Simmer Takar, if I remember, he used to race in the GT3 class a couple of years ago on Potato Nation. Now here he is chilling about in the GT4 class. So he's just on his flying lap at the moment. Where would he be able to? What would he be able to gain out of this qualifying session? It's very hard to know.
Yeah, we've just had a message popped into the YouTube chat here from Wiz Motorsports Chief Executive Rafa Scullion said that's a PB for me in the Ferrari. It's OP. So Rafa, you're letting yourself down there. You're flying at the minute. So I think you're a bit hard on yourself. You're driving really well. Yeah,
Rafa. If you want our opinion, we think you're doing very well in that Ferrari, making it work. So. Keep at it, man. You'll be able to. I hope you'll be able. We believe you'll be able to make the most out of that car.
You know, as well, the new 1.9 update, the force feedback feels so much better. You've seen Lawrence de Saswa do a video on it. It's fantastic. If you haven't watched it, go check out his YouTube channel, guys. Lawrence de Saswa, and he done a review on the 1.9, and he does a lot of sim racing. What would you call it? Tack sim racing. He's a real tackar. A semi-Takar. Yeah, he does loads of sim racing reviews on products and stuff, guys. If you're interested in that sort of thing, which you are, I'm sure you are, if you're here watching a sim race, you know. So go check it out. But the 1.9 update came there a couple of weeks ago, and everyone's really happy with it. I think the guys that aren't happy with it are the guys that were really fast the last time, like Evan Kearns, and he's not happy now because maybe guys are just as quick as him now with a new update, and the cars are actually driving how they should be.
Yeah, it's a shame though that we don't have any of the big Wiz Motorsport stars like Evan Kurtz or Simon Ramsey are competing in this season. But we're hoping they'll be able to change their minds and hopefully compete with the Potato Nation crew hopefully halfway through the season. And also also just going to the chat. Davey McMullen has posted a chat. He's trying to start a war with Rafa over the classic ACC versus iRacing arguments there in the chat. We're hoping that doesn't get too blown out of proportion there, lads.
Well, we have 10 seconds left of qualifying here, and it just shows what we know about GT4, because Herbert Foschel in the Ginetta, who's down on speed, has just pulled.
Yeah, he's up at the P1, the GT4, and he's 11 seconds off P1. So I think he must have set a 2-minute 10 or a 2-minute 11. I think it was he said it.
Yeah.
It was a 209. I think it is. It was definitely somewhere in the 209s and 210s there.
So, yeah.
So now there's now qualifying is finished there now. So we can see that Herbert Foschel is pole position on GT4. And Nigel O'Brien is P1 in the GT3 class.
Yeah, so all's to play for now, and it's definitely going to be a battle to watch in the GT3 and a battle to watch in the GT4. So this is exactly what we want to see on the opening round of Season 2 multi-class in the Potato Nation.
Yep. Yeah, Potato Nation, let's go!
This is where that.
Yeah, and now here we go. We're counting down 50 seconds left until the brand new season gets underway. We're just waiting for everybody to finish their sessions and pull into pits and hopefully talk with the race director to let them know that they're ready to go. And hopefully then we can get this first race of the season underway with little to no issues.
Yeah, and Stu, while we're waiting on the race to start with 3 minutes, do you want to talk us through Silverstone and its history?
Yeah, I talked through it there earlier on actually about Silverstone, but I can go through it again if you want, Steve.
Yeah, give us an update there just for the guys who joined us there. Maybe a bit late to the show because we've got quite a few people now in the chat group, and why not fill them in while we're waiting on the race to start?
Okay. Yeah, okay, so for those who are just joined, welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. It's round one here. It's round one of the Potato Nation multi-class season here at Silverstone, a circuit with some very long history of motor racing of all shapes and sizes. Originally, the track started life as an RAF airfield during the Second World War in 1943, and which served also as an important figure in the Battle of Britain during that time. It wasn't until 1948 when the circuit became a fully fledged racing track. The circuit originally went from racing on the runways to being a full international motor racing facility many years later. It plays host to many major events, including the F1 British GP and the British Touring Car Championships and the British Superbike Championships. The circuit has also seen many changes over the years, where as you see, it went from the old start finish line being at Cops to the new one now near enough at the first corner there, which is at Abbey. And with a new recent addition as well, we have the new bridge that's extending over the new Hamilton Straight. And for the grid itself here now, let's go down with the grid. Nigel O'Brien is currently in P1 in the GT3 class. Stephen Krall is currently in second. Gunter Paul is third place. Alex Mielchin is in fourth. Raphael Scullion is in fifth. Namofsky is sixth. Graham Hilliard, the handsome devil, is currently in seventh place. Dean Power is in eighth. Ian May is ninth. Alex Vandenberg is in 10th. And Eric Courier is 11th. Stephen Kirk is 12th, who rounds up the GT3 field. Looking at GT4 now, Herbert Froschkel is in first place on the GT4 field, with Ryan Ware in second, John McDonald third, Chris Willis fourth, Ryan Coles in fifth, and Simrajit Takar completes the GT4 field and rounds up the grid. So with 1 minute to go there now, it's a 35-minute race ahead of us here now. What action will take place within this whole 35 minutes will be very interesting to see. But I think it looks like though they're using the old finish line as the new start finish as the current start finish line here at Silverstone.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it. So the turn one will be corpse for these guys, and then straight into Maggots and Backets. So it'll be crazy going into them few corners.
30 seconds.
I'd say it'll be all guns blazing. So who's the bravest?
Yeah, that's interesting because I mean I'm very much used to all the leagues using the current start finish line at Hamilton Straight going into Abbey and Village, but it seems like here at Potato Nation they're taking a different approach. They want to use the start finish line at Cops instead. So they'll be using the old start finish line instead this time, which is interesting to see. So here we go there now. We're about to get underway here now. The countdown has finished. The drivers are now rolling up to the grid with Nigel O'Brien leading the way. This is it, folks. It's a brand new season, brand new cars, brand new update, brand new everything really for this season. And the race will get underway pretty soon there now. And it's go! Well, actually no, not yet. Sorry. They're lining up in the grid there now. And they're about to get underway. No! Oh, Nigel Bryan leads the way, but here comes Alex Milchin pushing goes the Paul off to the side. Paul goes down the inside, Stephen Crawl, but Stephen Crawl fights back, and he's heading towards Beggars and Maggots there now. Nigel Bryan gets a fantastic start there, and now he's pulling away from the rest of the field, with Stephen Crawl following him behind him, and Gunther Paul currently chasing down, as we have looked like a little bit of contact there with Alex Milchin, I think it was, that ran back to Paul. But as we see now, here's Herbert Frosco and Brian Ware racing side by side. That Chevrolet Camaro is putting up a massive fight there against its European counterparts. Great start to see there at the start of the line there. That is unbelievable scenes here. But now we see, I think it was the McLaren of Chris Willis there now chasing down the Ginesha of Herbert Frosco. But now here is going to the ball, going down the inside of Stephen Crawl. Stephen Crawl fights back in the defensive position. But now Gunther is looking down the inside at club corner. But
yeah.
And here's Stephen Crawl has gone wide. So far it's currently a top 4 position for Wiz. Actually, make that 5 places for the entire Wiz Motorsports crew.
And at the minute, Nigel Breen will be looking in his rearview mirror thinking, this suits me. I'll let these boys battle and I'll make ground on them.
Alex Milchin goes around the outside of Raphael Scallion. Raphael Scullion is fighting back, but that Porsche says, no thank you, Rafa. I'm going to take P4 and you're going to take P5. Great stuff from Alex Milchin. And now we see Raphael Scullion defending against Patrick Namofsky there now, coming up towards I believe that is, yeah, that's Brooklands. Head up towards Brooklands there now, and head back onto the Abbey, head back towards Cops Corner there now to end the first lap. We see now Patrick Namofsky now. We're riding on board with Patrick Namofsky now, and looks like he's doing everything in his power to try and keep up with Raphael Scullion.
He's run a bit wide there, Corpse.
Yeah, he's run a bit wide there, Corpse, but no, that hasn't cost him too much time. But now we see Alex Milchin now fighting against Raphael Scullion there now, head towards Beckett and Maggots. So now we're riding on board with Herbert Frosco there now. The Chevrolet Camaro is doing a fantastic job there, pulling away from the Ginesha ahead of him. Great stuff to see this American muscle car holding it, standing on its own 2 feet, or rather its own 4 wheels, against its European counterpart. Really amazing stuff to see. That Chevrolet Camaro is fantastic in a straight line, and this circuit is perfect for that car.
Looking good for Froskel and Ware. They've pulled the gap on John McDonald at the minute, and Ryan Ware must have got past to Herbert at some point there, but we've missed it unfortunately because everything was happening in GT3. So apologies for that.
That's okay. I mean, sure, again, there's so much happening up in the GT3 field that we were very neglected. We were neglected the GT4 category, and they deserve some love too. As we see Herbert Frosco and Ryan Ware now fighting each other now heading towards Abbey. That Chevrolet Camaro is holding down the first place fantastically there. Great stuff there from Ryan Ware, making that American muscle car work around this track.
Yeah, going well so far, and they're holding their own.
But here we see Ryan. But now we see Herbert Frosco there now. He's keeping up. He's keeping up with the Chevrolet Camaro in the more technical parts. And now we see Patrick Namofsky in a Wiz Motorsports sandwich there now between Dean Power in the Mercedes and Raphael Scallion in front of him in the Ferrari.
Yeah, Rafa doing well to hold off Patrick Namofsky. We know he's a quick driver. And Rafa in the new Ferrari as well. Rafa's been driving the McLaren early doors, and then he went to the Porsche, so now he's in the Ferrari. He seems to be driving really well with it.
Yeah, it seems like that Ferrari is working those corners really well there. You can definitely tell that. You can definitely see from the cameras that 296 is definitely a lot more stable on the corners than its predecessor, the 488. So I can definitely see now why a lot of the ACC fans would definitely go with this car.
On board now with Dean Power. He's just behind Patrick Namofsky as well. So there's a 4-car sandwich here.
Yeah, 4-car sandwich there now coming into club. And as we see now, Dean Power nearly ran to the back of Patrick Namofsky, but Patrick Namofsky still holds his ground, and Dean Power did very well to avoid running to the back of Namofsky there. So that means Namofsky is still chasing down Scullion with little to no issues whatsoever. Meanwhile, up ahead, Gunther DePaul is driving his own race at the moment in P3, but he's also getting very close to Stephen Crawl there now, with Nigel Bryan nowhere to be seen in sight. So here is I believe that Alex Milchin there now also driving his own race in the top 4. So things are pretty quiet there up at the top 4 on the GT3 field. But we're hoping that we're going to get some action there later on. And as we speak of action, here we go now. It looks like Herbert Frosco's going to look to the outside of Ryan Ware, coming down now towards Abbey, going down now towards Village. But Ryan Ware still holds that position. That Chevrolet Camaro is definitely a very hard car to make the overtake on, especially for a little Janessa like the one that Herbert Frosco is driving.
Yeah, you'll see the power of the Camaro pulling away from the Janetta now. The Janetta might top out coming down the straight, but no, looks good. The Janetta's quick in the corners, so Ryan Ware might be struggling to keep the Chevrolet through the tighter turns.
Yeah, but when we get to the straight, on the straight bit, on the more faster parts of the circuit, that's where the Chevrolet Camaro is going to really come alive.
Well, we'll have to see what it can do down the hanger straight, if it can keep with the big Chevrolet.
Yep, so here we are now. We're down to 3 laps there now, and Herbert Frosco there now is, he's looking like he's very close there. He's very quick around cops. The Chevrolet Camaro can't seem to do as well around the technical parts, but by God, it's very quick around on the faster parts of the circuit. Yeah, it looks, and Herbert Frosco is gaining massive look at that, and Herbert Frosco is gaining massive times around Beggins and Maggots. He's in the slipstream of the Chevrolet Camaro, but once again, Ryan Ware still has the upper hand on the faster parts of the circuit.
Yeah, you can see where the Chevrolet pulled away there, but the Janetta just closes the gap there in the corner.
But it looks like that. I think Ryan Ware might have gone a bit wide there.
Coming down on the Vile now. He's going around the outside. He says no.
Yeah, around Vile they go, but no, Ryan Ware says no to that. So that means Ryan Ware still holds first place in the GT4 category coming into club. So there's a bit of contact there. One of the Ferraris had gone off. I think that was Raphael Scott. No, it was Gunther DePaul who went off there. So I don't know if he's still in P3 or not, or is he down 1 or 2 places?
Yeah, I think he dropped a position there.
Yeah, where is he? Yeah, Gunther DePaul. Yeah, we can confirm he's down in P4 there now, just behind Alexander Milchin, who's now up in P3. That Porsche is doing very well keeping up with those Ferraris. So I guess the Ferrari isn't as dominant as people made it out to be in the first place.
Well, it could be a skill issue as well, but sure, that's not us to decide.
No, we're just commentators up here. We don't know how those cars work inside out up here anyway. As we say that, here's Dean Power chasing down that Patrick Namofsky there, and in the Mercedes there. How will this Mercedes be able to compete against the newer GT3 cars such as the Ferrari and the new Porsche? Will be very interesting to find out and see.
And let's get a look at the back of the grid now. See how the guys are going. Andy Vandenberg.
Yeah, Andy Vandenberg once again coming out in force with his Feck Cancer livery there. Great to see much support going about towards a very terminal disease such as cancer. And it's definitely good to see the awareness been spread about it.
Yeah, and if anyone's going through any problems, give us a shout, guys. We're free to talk about it. We've a load of time, all the time in the world.
Exactly. I mean, cancer is something that can kill a lot of people, and it has killed a lot of people in the past. So definitely awareness around the issue is definitely important. Definitely very important on the issue indeed. But as we say that, here's Eric Courier there now. He's doing a fantastic job.
The Silver Bullet.
The Silver Bullet Ferrari there now, chasing down Andy Vandenberg, coming up at Antria, I think it is, heading towards the Wellington Straight.
Yeah, these boys are battling away. There's battles all over the grid.
There is indeed lots of battles here happening here at Silverstone, which gives us loads to talk about here.
And Stephen Kirk in the Jaguar.
Yeah, Stephen Kirk, he's another underdog for this Potato Nation season. He's racing the Jaguar, a bit of a much more older model on the GT3 cars.
And you can
But
see
so
the
far
effect cancer as well on that.
Yeah, another Feck Cancer supporter here in Potato Nation. So it's good. So once again, great to see the awareness of the issue being spread throughout the entirety of the Potato Nation Discord channel. Really good to see. Into Cops Steve Kirk goes, and yeah, he's looking like he's doing a good job keeping that car nice and on the track at least. So definitely good to see. And here is the Alpine, another a Wiz Motorsports Alpine. I believe that is Coles, I believe. Yeah, Rupert Coles there in the Alpine. He's also doing a good job there, driving his own race there in the Alpine there.
Yeah, doing job on Stuart Takara there. I think it's his 45th birthday, and he's in the Porsche.
Yeah. So I think Simranjit Takara has picked a fantastic time to have a midlife crisis there, driving a Porsche.
Happy birthday to him.
Yeah, so on behalf of Potato Nation, we just want to wish Simranjit Takara a big happy 45th birthday, and hopefully he's doing and hopefully he's enjoying his day, no matter whether he's racing or spending time with family. We hope that you're having a good day today, Simranjit.
On board now with the race leader, Nigel O'Brien, and he's 5 seconds clear of the second place, Stephen Krall.
Nigel O'Brien is pretty much the dominant one out here today. So long as he doesn't do anything to bugger up the race, he will have first place in the bag, no problems.
Yeah, and he's well out in front there, as you can see.
Yeah, I think he's about. Look at this. Look at the standings. He's 5 seconds ahead of everybody in this race. So Nigel O'Brien is pretty much driving his own race, as you can see. After 6 laps, he's pretty much proven to be the unstoppable force here, and he hasn't even caught to the GT4 field as of yet.
Yeah, we've got Tony saying go Steve in the Jag, so we've got a supporter of Stephen Kirk.
Yeah, Tony W there. He's supporting the underdogs out here today, which is really good to see. The underdog drivers getting recognition for this championship. Really good to see the support and the love being spread out here in Potato Nation.
Absolutely. Silverstone, very difficult, long circuit, so it's very, very difficult circuit to have close quarter battles. But
yes,
we definitely have still one here in the GT4 class.
Yeah,
Herbert Foschel is still 0.3 seconds right behind Ryan Ware in that Chevrolet.
Yeah, it just shows that neither driver are giving up here there now, with Herbert Foschel and Ryan Ware still battling each other after 6 laps. Once again, Ryan Ware has shown that he can make any car work around any track, especially if it's a big muscle car like the Chevrolet Camaro.
Yeah, and just talking of size, you look at the size of the Jetta compared to the Chevrolet, which most women will tell you, size does not matter.
No, it does not matter indeed. It's pretty much a big car versus little car.
Yeah.
Big car versus little car. Handling car, top speed versus handling. Big engine versus little engine. You just cannot get a more better combination than that here, especially in a discipline like GT racing.
Yeah, it's how you drive it.
Exactly, you're right there, Stephen. It's
2 different lanes there.
Yep, 2 different lines there. It looks like Ryan Ware is taking the more inside line, while Herbert Foschel is going for the more outside line in the Jetta. It's great to see so many driving styles in a championship like the Terra Nation. Really good to see the diversity in driving skills here in this championship.
Yeah, and a shout out to Flea McBaggins. Flea McBaggins joined us maybe a couple of seasons ago there at Zandvoort, and he done a great job, and hopefully he can maybe join us again some stage. It'd be great to have him on board.
Yeah, and he's also posted in the chat asking if this is iRacing. Well, unfortunately, as much as I would love this to be iRacing, unfortunately, it's actually ACC. But that's okay, you know. Both sims are great sims in their own respectable ways. But now here we're riding on board now with Graham Hilliard, Graham Hilliard, who's chasing down a deep power down the Mercedes ahead of him. But it looks like that Mercedes is has a straight line speed over the Ferrari there, coming up towards Brooklands.
Yeah, the Mercedes seemed to get a bit loose coming out of that last turn there, Brooklands there, and Hilliard got a wee bit closer, but you see the power of the Mercedes just pulls away, eats up the real estate coming through Woodcote there and down in the corpse there.
Yeah, it's in this battle, it's basically front engine versus rear engine there now. And it seems like that Mercedes seems to have the more better straight line speed, whereas the Ferrari of Graham Hilliard seems to have the cornering advantage. So here we are. So into Beggins and Maggots and into Chapel, coming towards Chapel there now, and it looks like that Mercedes has gone a bit wide there. So that Ferrari could have a slight advantage there, heading up towards at the end of Stowe. Definitely see that Ferrari has definitely got much braking power than the Mercedes heading into Stowe. But what about here into Val and Club Corner? Oh yeah, it seems like that and it looks like Graham Hilliard is.
And Alex Michelin right on Stephen Krall's tail here.
Alex Milton is definitely on the tail end of Stephen Krall. Will he? I think he'd be able to make the move stick here at the loop. But no, actually, he couldn't do that actually. So now that means that Stephen Krall is still holding down second place with Alex Milton there now, remaining on the tail end of him. Alex Milton tries to go down the inside, but no. Krall moves across the fence, and Milton is forced to go around the outside. Out of left field they go, and Alex Milton is not giving up here. He is still trying to do everything he can to keep up with Stephen Krall heading up towards Cops Corner. Around Cops Corner there now, and looks like Stephen Krall is going a bit wide there. That's going to give Milton the advantage. Head up towards Beggins and Maggots. Sorry, correction. Maggots and Beggins, I was meant to say there. Excuse me. Here is Raphael Scallion down into ninth place there. Did he make a mistake, or was he...
Oh, sorry, I skipped there the AMA there. Just clicked the wrong one, but that's AMA coming through Maggots and Beggins now in the Aston Martin and the all-black livery.
Yep, Ime is also driving his own race here down at the back of the field in P8 with only 16 minutes to go. So overall, it looks like we got plenty of action here. There's battles in many different parts of the track.
Is. At the minute, the battle is Alex Milton and Stephen Krall for P2.
Yeah, P2 here now, and Alex Milton has got.
Have a look.
He's got great exit speed coming out of club. Will he be able to make it stick there? Coming in towards Abbey. No, it seems like that Stephen Krall maintains second place. And Krall is going a bit wide. It's going to give Alex Milton the advantage. Oh, yeah, and Alex Milton is catching him massively. What about here at the Wellington Straight? Will he be able to make the move here? He's got the slipstream. He pulls to the inside. Alex Milton goes down. Sorry, Alex Milton goes down the inside. Krall, and he gets the move stick. He's over the P2 there now. But don't count Krall out. He's still gonna try and make it. He's still on the tail end of Alex Nielsen here, and he might be able to make the mistake. He might be able to get it back here at the Cops.
Yeah, and Gunter de Paul sitting in fourth there. He's licking his lips, thinking these two boys are gonna cause a bit of hassle here and slow down, and it'll let me in on the fun.
Yeah, and it looks like, there now. So now it looks like Alex Nielsen's got two Ferraris to deal with. But so far, Nielsen is doing a fantastic job holding his own there in that Porsche. So it looks like that Porsche is definitely doing very well to keep up with the Ferraris.
Indeed, Alex Mailkin just bigging it up for the Porsche there. Everyone's talking about these Ferraris being overpowered and stuff, but just shows you who's behind the wheel makes a difference.
Exactly. As I don't know if you're familiar with that. I don't know if anyone has seen Top Gun Maverick, but there was a saying that Rooster said that it's not the plane, it's the pilot. The same can be said here in this race. It's not the
car, it was a big lunge there by
big lunge
Stephen Crowell.
Yeah, big lunge there by Stephen Crowell going past the Paul. The two Ferraris are fighting each other there now, heading up towards the Hamilton Straight. Now things are really heating up here now in the last 14 minutes.
Indeed.
And Stephen Crowell is now pulling away from going to the Paul.
Oh, he's lost it!
Oh, it's big time bomb there! Oh, there's a big spin coming towards Abby! And that is Stephen Crowell! Stephen Crowell has
he smoked his back tires!
The back tires has gone away from him instantly! I don't believe it! I really do not believe it! I mean, what happened? Did he miss his breaking point?
I think he did. I think he overdone it, and then he lost it, and his tires got on fire, and then he tried to regain control and just lost it.
Yeah. Oh, what an absolute shame from Stephen Crowell. He was doing so well there here in the top three. But as we see now, here is going to the ball now, starting to lap the GT4 cars.
Indeed, this is where it's going to get interesting now when the GT3 cars are trying to pass the GT4 cars.
Yeah, this is where the chaos is going to start to unfold here now, with the GT3 cars desperately trying to get past the GT4s. As we see here with Dean Power there, chasing down one of the default liveries of the Ferrari 296s, heading towards Maggots and Beggets.
Well, I see the speed difference through that corner there with a Ferrari.
Yeah, massive speed difference there with Ferrari. It seems like it's taking the corners a lot more aggressively than the Mercedes. The Mercedes, meanwhile, has to be a little bit more cautious there coming into Maggots and Beggets.
So guys, if you're watching on YouTube, lads, let us know what you think of the commentary, what do you think of the race. Give us a chat, give us a shout out, give us a message.
Give us anything really. Let us know if we're doing a good job here broadcasting this race. Not just the commentators, but also the broadcasting team as well, helping to make sure that this race is run efficiently as best it can be. Chris says it's fantastic, so good props to him, man. But as we see there now, lots of the GT3 cars are panicking trying to get past the GT4s. The GT4s are also under pressure as well to get past them, while also trying to make way for the GT3 cars. This is unbelievable stuff here.
That's it.
Now we see Alex Nielsen now trying to intervene in the middle of the battle of Herbert Froschkel and Brian Ware. This is going to be interesting here now. Will Herbert Froschkel be able to use the slipstream of the Porsche to try and catch up with Brian Ware in the Chevrolet Camaro?
Oh, I don't know if he needed to stick it down there, but he did.
Well, he did anyway, and now it's looking very close indeed. We have the Ferrari there. I believe that is. I'm not who that is now. I'm not who that Ferrari is now, but I believe that is Patrick Kowalski, I think it is. Very hard to tell there.
Yeah, there's that many Ferrari and the Wiz logos liveries. It's hard to tell which is which.
Yeah, it's even hard for also the commentary box to try and keep up with.
On board with John McDonald now.
John McDonald, yeah, here's John McDonald there now before she came in driving his own race here in the ACC Potato Nation Multi-Class Championship. A big shout out there to Lawrence Suzaf in the YouTube chat, who says his drivers of the day is Alexander Milch, the GT3, Froschkel in the little Ginessa, the GT4.
Yeah.
I think I would agree with. I think I would agree with you as well. I think Herbert Froschko is doing a fantastic job in that little Ginetta, being able to keep up with a big, mighty, hunky Chevrolet Camaro.
Yep,
Honestly,
10 minutes to go in this GT3, GT4 multi-class race, and still all to play for P2 here. Gunther de Paul isn't let Alex Milken get away from him.
Oh God, no! Alex Milchin is doing a fantastic job in that Porsche once again, and looks like that Porsche has the once again, being a front engine car, the Porsche has the slight straight line speed advantage, whereas the Ferrari is a lot more quicker in the technical part of the track, like this part here at Village.
I heard a rumor there that if you buy a Ferrari and you pick a colour, you can't change that colour, and if you change the colour of the car, it gets sprayed. Ferrari won't let you buy another Ferrari. Is that true?
Yeah, that's actually what you heard there is true. There's basically Ferrari has basically these like strict rules when you choose to buy a car from them. Their mentality is that they only sell you the car if you're loyal to the Ferrari brand or Ferrari's racing team.
Right.
And you have to go by certain rules when owning a Ferrari, such as not selling the car within the first year, or not being able to paint your own colours, or paint your own livery on the car. There was even an incident a couple of years back where a hip-hop artist known as Deadmau5 painted his Ferrari in like this Nyan Cat meme livery.
Yeah.
And obviously, as you can probably tell, Ferrari were not too pleased about that, so they threatened Deadmau5 with a cease and desist letter, but instead Deadmau5 decided to ignore that, and instead decided to paint a Lamborghini in the Nyan Cat livery.
There we are. It looks like that's me and Ferrari out the window.
Yeah. So I think the thing about Ferrari is that while I think even Jay Leno made a video on YouTube about why he doesn't buy a Ferrari. I won't go into too much detail, but you can look it up on YouTube, and he has his reasons as well. Why he wouldn't buy a Ferrari, but I don't want to talk too bad about any brand here. Ferrari are an amazing racing team whatsoever, with racing team after all, with a huge, with a legendary heritage of winning many races such as the Formula One, and even in GT racing, and with their most recent venture being the World Endurance Championship with their new hypercars that's currently racing this year as well.
Indeed. Stu.
And as
if you had, say, $1 million spare and you were given the choice of buying a supercar, what would your supercar choice be?
Well, I mean, as much as I would love, generally my first choice would be I have two choices actually. My first choice would be a Ferrari if I could, but in terms of its customer service, I think I'd rather go with Lamborghini, because they seem to be a lot more relaxed, and it's just because really they have much better customer service than Ferrari does. But still, despite the flaws with Ferrari, I'd still love to own a Ferrari myself sometime in the future, even if I had $1 million.
I think I'd buy Harley Davidson. But anyway, back to racing.
Yeah, look, we're going on a bit of a tangent here now. We're afraid. We don't want to say. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get us into trouble or anything like that. But here we have Gunther de Paul there now, chasing down Alexander Milchin there now. De Paul looks like he's sticking to Milchin massively there now. I wonder if Milchin's tires are starting to wear off there on that Porsche.
Yeah, I have to agree with Lawrence de Soswa on the YouTube chat here. If one car, a GT3 RS, which is the Porsche, I believe, and I have seen those, they are absolutely stunning. They look the part.
Yeah, Porsches are definitely really cool cars to be driving. I can see why people would definitely love to own a Porsche.
Here we go. Dean Power having a look. Down the inside.
Patrick Novoski down the inside, coming towards club corner. Will he be able to make the mistake? No, Patrick Novoski holds around the outside, and it's going to be side by side there now, coming towards club. It's basically the 2022 British GP all over again.
Hillard looking for a move as well. He's tucked back in.
Like Graham Hilliard there now is also looking again to the fight. It's a three-car battle here now. Three-car battle here now at Silverstone. A very similar scenario to what happened at the British GP back in 2022.
Yep, Hillard, the handsome devil, looking to make it a threesome here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, indeed. We have a massive trio here of one Mercedes and two Ferraris there racing each other here now. But as we say that, here is a D Power is looking like he's on the slipstream of Brooklyn.
Oh, the switchback! Oh!
But he gets the switchback done there now. Namovsky goes wide, and D Power nearly loses it. But still, Namovsky holds his ground here now, heading up towards Woodcote. Great racing there from these two. Absolutely amazing scenes here, especially coming into the last 4.5 minutes there now. The battle for P4 is raging on here in the Potato Nation ACC Multi-Class Championship. So things are starting to settle down now, and Patrick Namovsky is down pulling away from Dean Power, heading up towards Maggots and Beggots. And here's we see the racing line again. Here's Dean Power taking the more aggressive line into Beggots, heading at the end of and coming out of Chapel.
Indeed, the Mercedes is well known to be able to take the curves better than the Ferrari. We know that for sure. That's a very tight line from the Namovsky. He runs wide there, as you can see, and Dean Power has got the run on him now, coming down into the next set of corners in the Val.
Yeah, it's up at Val, head towards Club Corner. Power looks on the outside. Namovsky says,
he's thinking of switch back now, but didn't come off, and you've got Graham Hilliard in the rearview mirror there, so he has to think, is it worth making this move on Namovsky? And if he makes a mistake, Hilliard pounces.
Yeah, he'll be able to pounce there. No question about that. If either Namovsky or Power make a mistake here now, make a mistake in front of him. And as we see on my screen there, Herbert Fosco looks like he's got a drive-through penalty. I don't believe it. Herbert Fosco's got a drive-through penalty. What happened? What happened? Did he go too fast? Did he cut the corner?
He's maybe had a couple of off tracks. Yeah, you get 4 off tracks.
Yeah, and no, he was doing so well in P2, racing and holding up against Ryan Ware in the Chevrolet Camaro ahead of him.
And here we go, going to the pole.
But we got no time to think about it now, because here comes Alexander Milchin racing against Gunter DePaul for second place. So it looks like DePaul finally has got past Alexander Milchin in the Ferrari, in the Porsche behind him.
Yeah, unfortunately we missed that overtake there, but
yeah, because we got.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we got distracted by Herbert Fosco's drive-through penalty, which is absolutely sad to see, because Herbert Fosco was driving an amazing race there. So he will have to serve a drive-through penalty within the next 3 laps, otherwise he won't be counted in the race. In other words, he'll be black flagged and disqualified and excluded from the results, which will hurt his chances of racing the GT4 Championship massively. So
yeah, in the last 2 minutes of this race.
Yeah, especially in the last 2 minutes of the race. Very inconvenient time to be getting a drive-through penalty, especially this close into the race. So now we're coming up towards the last minute and a half here now, and Nigel Bryan looks like he's down. He has the fastest lap of the race here so far, which is not surprising considering that he's been so dominant throughout this entire race. But now here's another battle here now. John McDonald racing against a McLaren of Chris Willis there now. Battle for 3rd place in the GT4 class.
Oh, John's absolutely wringing the neck of this Porsche.
Yeah, John McDonald is really pushing hard in that Porsche. He is showing that he is well in control of that Porsche Cayman.
Right, man.
So here we are. We're on to the last minute here now. Nigel O'Brien has started the final lap of the race. I'm hoping there now we can, Stephen, can we get the cameras on him there now, just so we can watch him across the finish line. Cheers, thanks, man. So here he is, the man himself, the man of the hour, Nigel O'Brien, has driven an extraordinary race today. He's been very dominant. He's been remained unchallenged throughout this entire race. Meanwhile, also Ryan Ware, he's also done a fantastic job there, doing a fantastic job there, especially in a big hunky Chevrolet. He's also been remaining undominant in the last few minutes or so. which is honestly great stuff to see as he's being lapped now by, I think that was going to DePaul in the Ferrari ahead of him. But let's not count out Nigel O'Brien there now as he is heading out towards into Club Corner, coming up towards the Hamilton Straight, named after the famous Lewis, named after the 7-time F1 champion Lewis Hamilton, in honor of him, in honor of his success, or should I say Sir Lewis Hamilton, in this sense.
Yeah.
Into the village corner we go, and he just has to negotiate around this Janessa. I believe that's her. Oh no, it's actually the Alpine of Rupert Cole's in that Alpine. Heading up towards now the Wellington Straight. Nigel Bryan just has 2 more corners now to negotiate here at Luffield. He's coming around Luffield here now. It's actually Brooklands he's coming around. Heading up towards Luffield.
Yep.
And here he comes now. Around the final corner he goes. Nigel O'Brien has remained very much unchallenged throughout this race. But here he comes across the line here now to take victory. Silverstone, Nigel O'Brien wins round 1 of the Potato Nation ACC Multiclass Championship. Amazing stuff there from the Irishman. Great, he's remained unchallenged throughout this entire race. Fantastic stuff for him. Let's not also, and meanwhile now here is our GT4. We're just waiting now on our GT4 winner, Ryan Ware, to take victory here in the GT4 category here at Silverstone.
Yeah, but he's just got a couple of corners to negotiate as well.
Yeah, he just has Village and Brooklands and Luffield to negotiate. But he's been doing a fantastic job there in that big hunky Chevrolet for its first time out in Potato Nation. That car has proven to hold its own ground against its European counterparts. It just shows that the big hunky muscular muscle car, US American muscle car, is just as capable of turning corners as the European cars are.
Oh, he's done a fantastic job in that Chevrolet. It just shows you if you've got the skills, doesn't really matter what car it's in.
Yeah, and I'm hoping now we can grab it.
He's throwing the wheel side road, so he's excited. He's buzzing.
Yeah, Ryan Ware, I can imagine he is buzzing in that car.
Here we go. Yes.
GT4 victory. Ryan Ware takes GT4 victory here at Silverstone. Great stuff there from Ryan Ware. He has done a fantastic job in that Chevrolet Camaro. I'm hoping we can grab an interview with the likes of Ryan Ware, Nigel O'Brien, and most importantly, Gunther DePaul, Alexander Milchin for their battles in this race today. So what a fantastic result. Just to run down the results here now. Nigel O'Brien takes victory here at Silverstone in GT3. Gunther DePaul is 2nd place. Alex Milchin is in 3rd. Dean Power is in 4th. Graham Hilliard is 5th. Nomofsky 6th. Kroll 7th. Scullion 8th. Courier finished in 9th place. And Vandenberg finishes in 11th. Sorry, Courier finishes 10th and Vandenberg is 11th. And Kirk finishes 12th. After seeing Herbert Frost go there now. Cross line in 15th and destroys the sign. But obviously that drive-through penalty might have some implications there. On that final resort.
Oh, what a great race! What a great opening race, and we'll see if we can grab a quick interview with Nigel O'Brien in GT3 first of all, and then we'll maybe get Ryan Ware in for a quick interview in the GT4 class.
And I also love to grab an interview with Gunther Paul, Alex Milchin, and Dean Power, who have been fighting each other throughout this entire race. So it'll be great to grab an interview with those. Good.
Nigel,
to be battling with John and,
Nigel, quick interview in the commentary box.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Want me to go into the commentary box?
Yeah.
Where did it go? It's gone.
Just the winner or the pole?
Been added to his time. 2 more laps have been added to his time. So he's gonna be finishing in P4. Coles is in 5th place, and Gita Car finishes in 7th place.
Yeah, and we're joined. Go on ahead, Stuart.
Okay, yeah, and I'm joined now by race winner Nigel O'Brien from Williams Motorsports. Welcome, Nigel.
Hello, Stu.
Yeah, just want to say, I'm doing great, thanks, and so is Steve. And just want to say congratulations on the win there. I imagine you're very thrilled yourself.
I'm actually bored. I think it was a mistake.
Don't be like that, Nigel. We thought
I go to switch cars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
boys were saying the Ferrari's a bit overpowered.
Yeah,
I
it's
think-
very fast. It's very good. It's very good. I enjoy driving it, but I think I'd rather have some races and just drive off into the sunset. It's
Yeah,
not fun.
you'd win about 15 seconds there and going to the pole. Wasn't much there. You just got out there and did a bit of hot lapping.
Yeah, I think I'll change cars for the next race, just so I can be fat when my
But
legs.
talk us through the the start there, Nigel. It looked like you got a really dominant start there. Were you expecting a P2 or P3 to catch up in the first corners, or did you know that you were going to be dominant right from the start?
No, actually, I thought Alex might have the jump on everyone at the start in the Porsche, because the Ferrari's actually its weakest thing is its start. It's very slow to get going. I thought Alex might maybe come alongside, but the two boys had cut the space behind me, so he didn't find it.
Oh,
All right, not to
that's
worry.
great. Well, thanks very much, Ian. No, Nigel, sorry for your for the quick interview there, and we'll get a quick chat with the
Pleasure,
GT4
lads.
GT4 winner.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Nigel. We'll let you get back to your team over at Wiz Motorsports.
Thanks, Stu. Bye-bye. Thanks, lads.
Yeah, not so much. Yeah, Steve.
Ran, where a quick interview.
Usually, yeah.
Is Ran here? Is he?
Ryan. Yeah, he's there.
He was here.
Yeah, I drop him down.
Ah, okay. Cheers.
And hoping we can talk about the drive penalty. And I'm joined now by Ryan Ware there now in the commentary box. Welcome, Ryan.
Hey, welcome.
Thank you. Just want to say congratulations on your GT4 victory. Just want to say you did a fantastic job there in that Chevrolet Camaro. Can you talk us through the car and just ask us how it felt?
It was a bit of a back and forth with Herbert, who I ended up racing a ton last season. But I think the speed of the Chevy V8 helped out on the straights, because he was so much faster. But he just couldn't get past on the straights. Janetta is absolute a rocket in the corners, but yeah, it's my massive American ass was just in his way. So it just couldn't.
Yeah, that's what
But yeah.
we noticed. We were noticing down the states you were pulling away, but in the corners he was catching you. So we're like, just a matter if you didn't make the mistakes in the corner, you would find it tough to get past you on the longer straights.
Yeah, it's a lot of backwards and forwards with these sorts of cars. They're very different. So the GT4 Bock is a bit wild sometimes, and you have those great big differences between the different cars. But it was good fun.
Yeah, hopefully
Yeah,
it's
and
a show of things to come. Sorry, Stu. Hopefully it's a show of things to come in the rest of the season, and hopefully a few more quick battles as well, or good battles. Sorry.
Yeah, we're good. And I was going to ask as well there. So we saw in the standings there that Herbert Froschgold got a drive-through penalty there. Do you know exactly what happened, or do you know if he went off the track a couple of times? Can you talk us through if you knew what happened?
I've honestly got no idea. I've not spoke to him or messaged in the channel yet, so I just saw it pop up and then realised it was Herb, and I thought, oh
Yeah.
god, well that's kind of anticlimax.
I think Nigel
Yeah,
was the
because
same
I
in
mean,
GT3. Yeah, he was saying it was a bit of an anticlimax for him, but I think it was track limits was Herbert's drive-through.
Yeah. So when you were battling a Herbert Froschgold there in the Janetta, did you think that there was a time when that Janetta might be able to take you in the more tighter corners, or did you reckon that Chevrolet Camaro will be able to hold its own against the little car?
I think if he'd have got a good, if I'd have run wide in a corner and he'd have taken me inside, I think that'd have been it. Because it's like a rocket out of corners, but because I was ahead of him out of every apex, it sort of stunts the Janetta's acceleration. I think, yeah, if I'd have made a mistake and then got through, it'd have been over. I mean, he was quicker in qualifying, so I've raced him a lot last season, and I expected once he gets to head, he tends to just build on that 10th
Yeah.
a lap, 2/10 a lap, and he just walks away. It's really, really close. But I think it was only down to a lucky start.
Ah,
But
good stuff.
We had, we exchanged luck at starts last season, so it's probably my turn to lose out next week.
Well, good stuff, Ryan Ware. Thanks very much for joining us in the commentary booth. I'll let you get back to the race chat there, and you can go over the replay and stuff like that. But thanks very much for joining us in the commentary box for the post race interview.
Cheers, guys.
Enjoy your victory there, Ryan.
Thank you. Yep.
No problem. No problem. So now the next person I'm hoping to grab an interview with is, I think it was Alex Milchin.
I don't think we've time. I don't think we've time today, Stuart. The inboys are looking to get things wrapped up, so we'll maybe look into that next season or next week. We'll just wrap it up there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I suppose we got the interview with the race winner, so that was the important ones there. Anyway.
Exactly.
But in the meantime, though, there now, I think we're all out of time here now, guys. But we just want to say thank you so much for joining us here for the first round of the ACC Multi-Class Championship here on Potato Nation. We're hoping that you'll join us again for round 2 at, I believe that is, it's at the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit. Not the Nordschleife, unfortunately, but the Grand Prix circuit is just as good.
No,
thank you very
looking
much
forward
for those
to
who
it.
have came out.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I'm looking forward to, and we'll hopefully see you again for next week for round 2, Nürburgring, for the Potato Nation ACC Multi-Class Championship.
Goodbye from me, Stephen Mullen, and
a goodbye from me, Stuart Brereton. Goodbye, and if you're from Ireland, we hope you're enjoying your bank holiday. No matter what you're doing this bank holiday weekend, we hope you're enjoying it nonetheless.
Good luck, guys. Thanks very much. All the best.
Take care. Bye bye.